So this video will be for a 2012 Nissan Cube, and it will be for the alternator replacement. The alternator will be right there. So far all I have done is remove the beauty cover with two 10mm bolts holding it onto the side, and two plastic clips or grommets that it just needs to be pulled up on. So after you remove that, you will need to unhook the battery. Now this alternator did get tested and it was low on voltage, plus the client had a brake light and a service light, I believe, on for the alternator, I believe, or something like that. So we're gonna get to it. It's right here. We're gonna come from the side. Jacked up the car. We have it on jack stands. Well, actually I don't have it on jack stands, but you should. And let's get this one right here. The reason I'm removing this right here is so that I can access so that's how you get these clips out. You basically pry up on the middle and then you can remove it. Save all your stuff. It looks like there might be another one down here or something. So we go under the car, and here it is, right there. Just like that. Pop this one out. I'm probably gonna pop this one out as well. And let's not lose any of them. We'll get that one right now. Okay, now once we get this here moved out of the way. Let's see. Once we get this out of the way, we will be able to open this up and here. Let me see if I can zoom in and focus on it. Let me pause it. Alright, so I have you set up from the top, and I will be coming on from the bottom trying to move that bolt. Now I believe that it could be a 14 or a 15. And 15. Alright, so let me set up here, and I'll have a 14 on there that fits perfectly. And we will be turning it lefty-loosey to loosen it up from the tensioner. Okay, and I will use another ratchet to help me gain some leverage on there so I can pull it off a little bit easier. Ooh. So that one didn't work, so I'm going to use a socket and a ratchet to turn it left still. We'll see. Oh, that doesn't work. It's not enough fit in there. Alright, so we're going back to the regular ratchet. Alright, and then I'm going to turn it right instead of left. It looks like it should be going the other way. Alright, so then definitely you got to turn it righty. Yeah, turn it righty-tighty to loosen it up. Alright, so righty-tighty, put that bolt down there. Doing all the way down there. If you can see it, it's the only one sticking up. And then, once you get that off, you will be able to remove the belt from the alternator. I suggest taking it off and just dropping it. Now there will be two bolts that hold this alternator in. There will be one on top and then one towards the bottom. You can't really see the bottom one, you can see the top one. You can try and stick your hand under there. You'll definitely feel the bottom bolt for the alternator. Just to me, they feel like, if they were to be 17mm bolts. Let me try and set up this camera so that it can stay up while I do this job. This is a little difficult. Well, that's the alternator. Let me look for the 17mm bolt and see if that won't work for me. Okay, so 17 is too big. We're gonna go with the 15. Okay, 15 is too big. We're definitely gonna go with the 14. 14 is too big. I was way off. It's gonna be like a 13. Fits it just a little big. Let's do it with the 12. Just doesn't do it. Yeah, definitely 13. So 13mm bolt or socket for the 13mm bolt that's going to be holding up the alternator from the top. Okay, so the first bolt down here, we're going to get an extension and get it out to over here. Let's see if I can set you up over here somewhere. So I might knock the camera off, but this is right here where I basically have the ratchet pointing into the 13 right there. And I have it all the way out here. Okay, let me pause the video and I'll show you guys right now. Alright guys, so basically once you get those bolts removed on the top and the one from the bottom down there, they are both 13 millimeters. Then you will be able to, let's see, the way I got it out was that I used this one right here. And I basically stuck this one in like this through here. And it was a perfect amount to get it from here to get me, there you go. Give me that perfect tweak right there. Perfect. Once I loosened that up, then I was able to go in there and just undo it by hand. The bottom one was a little bit trickier. I had to use a 13 one of these. Go down there, pop it off with the 13, and then just do the rest by hand. But once you get that, you just get a pry bar or something. You can pry up right here. Just don't pry on the plastic. I'm prying on the bolt. And just like that, we get the alternator out. Wiggle it back and forth. Oh, we dropped one of the bolts right here. Now, when you install this alternator back in, make sure you're installing it with the bolts already on there, because it's gonna be, they're not gonna come out the whole way. Let me get this one out. Flip the camera around. Hopefully you guys can see something there. I just want to pop this one out. And if it doesn't come out, what I do is I just wiggle it back and forth, side to side, wiggle it back and forth, side to side. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go over the edge and move it to the side. So if I can get a little bit more room for what looks like to be the bolt. It's not quite letting me. Access the alternator the whole way. It looks like it's hitting right down there. Let's see. Let's say it's one of these sizes right here. How much does it look like it would still be in? I think it's the same size. It looks like it wouldn't be holding if anything. Okay. Let's pause this video. So as soon as I stopped recording, I wiggled it out a little bit more and it basically popped out. Now I will just remove this one, this 10mm right here, because that's in the way. And alright, basically it pulls out directly through right here. All you have to do remove is this clip right here and it will pop out. Something like that, I guess. Now, try and adjust this one to how it's going to sit in there. And if you see, I'm having some trouble at the bottom right there. The bolt is sticking out just a tiny bit. So I'm going to have to adjust that a little bit to kind of play with that. And to get that in there. Let's see if I can get it in there. Alright, let's mess with the bottom one first. Let's see if we can get this one in there. Okay, in case you guys haven't noticed, this will be a really hard one to stick in there. A pretty tedious one indeed. So I'm gonna try to stick a pry bar in here. I'm gonna try to in between the engines to give me some space. Alright, so in case you didn't notice, that was a pain in the butt. This is all my sweat right here. I'm pouring sweat. It's going to be a lot easier if you have two people. For one, it's a lot harder. So the bolt down there, we got it in there. So one directly right down there. That's still not tightened. What I had to do was that I had to use a pry bar and a block of wood to push up on it and hold it there, just so that I can get just a tiny little bit, just a tooth of space just to get that bolt down there, and same thing to get it out. Okay, so that's a word of advice to getting this alternator out, because that was a pain in the butt. I didn't touch the the engine mounts at all or anything. Everything in this video is all I've done so far. Let me tighten up these bolts, both for the top right there and for the bottom. Again, when you install this, you are going to want to have the bolts already in there and play with them and adjust them. Another tip is do the thing I told you with the pliers and push the pins out so the pins will sit in the back here. And if you see, that gives you a bigger gap in space for you to kind of play with it. So if you see on the one that came out, it was nice. The gap is, this thing is pretty deep in there, and it comes out all the way down here. So just press this back in, and that'll give you a bigger space to kind of play with it. Same thing on the bottom. Let me tighten these bolts and I'll bring you guys back.